Hey everyone, welcome. Here we uncover the real stories behind your favorite reality stars. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking celebrity splits of 2025, the divorce of Zach and Tori Roloff from Little People, Big World. Yeah, you heard that right. Due to family disputes, they are officially divorced on 25th July 2025. And finally, Zach Roloff married her secret girlfriend Emma. Because Emma agreed to pay off Zach Roloff's secret $1 million debt, Zach Roloff decided to marry her, and Zach divorces Tori. Zach Roloff has been secretly in a romantic relationship with Emma for the past 1 year, right under everyone's noses. This isn't just tabloid gossip, it's a story of love, betrayal, financial ruin, and second chances. To understand the depth of the fall, we must first remember the height of their ascent. Zachary Roloff and Tori Patton met in 2010. Their connection was immediate and was captured for the world on their family's hit show, Little People, Big World. Tori, a bright and charismatic educator, seemed to bring a sense of calm and stability to Zach's life. Their shared experience of dwarfism created an instant bond, but it was their genuine affection for one another that made them fan favorites. Viewers watched, often through tears of joy, as Zach proposed on the pumpkin patch that made his family famous. Their 2015 wedding was a televised event, a fairy tale moment that felt like a victory for everyone who had rooted for them. They built a family, first Jackson, then Lila, and finally Joja. Their social media presence was a curated gallery of pumpkin patch visits, cozy home moments, and playful challenges. They were with #couplegoals, #RoloffStrong. But even in the most pristine public image, cracks can begin to form if you know where to look. Fan comment 1. Anyone else get a weird vibe from Zach and Tori in the last season? They just don't seem as connected. Fan comment 2. Tori's been posting a lot of me time stuff lately. Girl, are you okay? Notice Zach is never in the background of her stories anymore. Are they even living together? In the year leading up to the divorce, astute fans began to notice subtle shifts. The joint social media appearances became less frequent. Tori's captions took on a more introspective, sometimes melancholic tone. Zach, who had always been somewhat reserved, seemed to retreat further from the public eye. The official line from the family was that they were simply busy, focusing on their children and navigating the pressures of life in the spotlight. But as we now know, the truth was far more complex and infinitely more painful. The irreconcilable differences did not simply emerge from the stresses of parenthood. They were personified. Her name was Emma. Our investigation, based on information from multiple sources close to the situation, paints a picture of a meeting that would change everything. In the spring of 2024, Zachary Roloff was introduced to a woman named Emma Greenwood at a private industry-only event in Portland. Emma, 32, is not a reality TV star. She is a successful, albeit notoriously private, venture capitalist with a portfolio in tech startups. She is of average height, strikingly ambitious, and, according to those who know her, fiercely intelligent. The connection, we are told, was not immediate romance, but a meeting of minds. Zach, who has always had a business acumen and an interest in ventures outside the family farm, found in Emma a sounding board he felt he was missing. A source tells us. Zach was always frustrated with the TV guy label. He had ideas, ambitions beyond the show. He felt stifled. Tori was amazing, but her world was teaching and the kids. Emma spoke his language. She talked about equity, investments, market trends. It made him feel powerful, seen in a new way. What began as informal business advice sessions over coffee quickly evolved into something more. They shared a passion for sports, specifically soccer, and began meeting for games. The meetings moved from public cafes to more discreet locations, private clubs, out-of-the-way restaurants, and eventually, we are told, hotel rooms. For a full year, Zach Roloff led a double life. To the public and to his wife, he was the devoted father and husband. But in the shadows, he was cultivating a deep and secret romantic relationship with Emma Greenwood. The affair was meticulously hidden. They used encrypted messaging apps, paid for everything in cash to avoid a paper trail, and according to one source, Emma would even use a different car, a less conspicuous sit-in, when meeting him, leaving her luxury vehicles at home. But why would Zach Roloff, a man who appeared to have a loving family and a successful career, risk it all? The answer, we have discovered, lies not just in the allure of a new romance, but in a terrifying and secret financial abyss. Beneath the surface of the successful TV personality was a man facing financial ruin. According to documents obtained by our investigators and corroborated by two independent financial sources, Zach Roloff had accumulated a personal debt exceeding $1 million by early 2024. How did this happen? Our sources indicate a perfect storm of misfortune and misjudgment. First, the volatile nature of reality TV. While LPBW was a hit, contracts change, and spin-off opportunities for Zach and Tori had not materialized as hoped. Their income was strong, but not infinite. Second, and most significantly, a series of disastrous private investments. Zach, eager to build wealth independent of the family brand, poured significant capital into a number of high-risk ventures. These included a tech startup that failed to launch, a cryptocurrency investment made at the absolute peak of the market just before a historic crash, and a real estate deal that fell through at the last minute, costing him a massive non-refundable deposit. A financial advisor close to the matter, who spoke on condition of anonymity, stated, "It was a classic case of someone with a sudden influx of capital not getting the right guidance. The investments were speculative, not strategic. He was chasing a big score, and he got burned. Badly. The debt was private, loans from investors rather than banks, which meant high interest and aggressive collectors. Zach was drowning. The pressure was immense. He had a massive mortgage, 3 children to provide for, and a lifestyle to uphold. Most devastatingly, we are told he hid this catastrophe from Tori. The shame and fear were too great. He believed he could fix it, dig himself out, before she ever had to know. It was in this state of desperation and vulnerability that his relationship with Emma Greenwood evolved from a secret affair into something far more transactional. As Zach's financial anxiety peaked, Emma Greenwood became his sole confidant. She was not just a lover. She was his escape from the terrifying reality he had created. And then, we are told, she presented a solution. According to a source with direct knowledge of the conversations, Emma approached Zach with an offer. She would liquidate a portion of her own extensive investment portfolio and pay off his entire $1 million debt. She would clear the slate. But this astonishing act of generosity came with 2 profound conditions. First, he must leave Tori. He must end his marriage and commit fully to a future with Emma. Second, their relationship would no longer be a secret. Once the divorce was finalized, they would marry publicly and quickly. It wasn't presented as a cold transaction, at least not how Zach told it. She framed it as her investment in their future. She said she couldn't build a life with a man who was financially beholden to others and emotionally tied to another woman. She was offering him freedom from debt, from a marriage he was clearly unhappy in, and in return, she wanted security and commitment. For her, it was a logical proposition. Zach Roloff now stood at a crossroads. On one path, confessing everything to Tori, facing the humiliation, the likely divorce, the financial ruin, and the potential collapse of his public image and career. It meant starting from scratch, bankrupt and alone. On the other path, a clean financial slate, a life with a woman who represented power, sophistication, and escape from his problems. It meant betraying the mother of his children, but it also meant security. Sometime in late June 2025, our sources indicate Zach made his choice. He chose Emma. The execution was by all accounts brutal. In early July, Zach sat down with Tori and told her he was leaving, According to sources close to Tori, he did not reveal the full truth. He spoke of growing apart, of being unhappy, of wanting different things. He made no mention of Emma. He certainly made no mention of the debt. Tori was blindsided and utterly devastated. She had, by all accounts, no idea her marriage was in any real danger. She pleaded, she asked for counseling, for time, for the sake of the children. But Zach's mind was made up. The deal was already struck. He moved out of the family home immediately, renting a luxury apartment in Portland that sources confirm was paid for by Emma. The official announcement from their publicist was sterile and brief, asking for privacy for the sake of the children. But behind the scenes, the legal machinery was grinding into motion. Lawyers were hired. Assets were assessed. The divorce proceedings were swift and, we are told, fiercely contentious once Tori's legal team began to dig. On July 25, 2025, the divorce was officially finalized. The terms are sealed, but we understand the custody arrangement for Jackson, Layla, and Josiah is shared, with Tori retaining primary physical custody of the children at the family home. It was during the discovery process of the divorce that Tori's attorneys, we are told, began to uncover the discrepancies, the hidden debts, the mysterious payments from a third party that wiped them clean. The paper trail, though obscured, began to point toward Emma Greenwood. A source close to the divorce proceedings stated, "It was a bloodbath. The moment the financials were pulled, it all started to unravel. You can't just make $1 million in debt disappear without a trace." When Tori found out, not just about the affair, but about the money, that it was essentially paid for, that was the point of no return. Any amicable co-parenting they might have had was destroyed in that moment. The betrayal was now complete. Not only had her husband had an affair, but he had effectively sold his freedom and their marriage to another woman. In the wake of the divorce, the two parties could not have presented more different public faces. Tori Roloff has retreated from the public eye, focusing solely on her children. Her social media, once a vibrant diary of family life, is now a quiet space dedicated to her kids and subtle messages of resilience. She has not spoken a word against Zach publicly, a testament to her character and her desire to protect her children from further pain. But those close to her say the wound is deep and transformative. Friend of Tori's. "She is the strongest person I know. But this broke her. To find out it was all a lie, that your life was a business deal for someone else. She's grieving not just the marriage, but the person she thought she married. Her entire reality was rewritten." Meanwhile, Zach Roloff and Emma Greenwood have stepped out of the shadows with stunning audacity. Just days after the divorce was finalized, they were photographed together, no longer hiding. Emma, sleek and confident, stared directly into the camera lenses, a woman fully in control of her narrative, and now of Zach's. Weeks after his divorce was finalized, Zachariah Roloff proposed to Emma Greenwood. She'd, of course, accepted. The ring, estimated by jewelers to be worth over $200,000, is a statement piece. It signifies a new chapter, one defined by opulence and a clear break from the past. But what is the true nature of this union? Is it a love story born from a secret connection? Or is it the finalization of a business deal, a debt paid, a payment collected? Psychologists we spoke to suggest it is likely a complex and potentially toxic combination of both. Dr. Ilara Vance, on one hand, you have an individual who was rescued from immense psychological and financial pressure. The feelings of gratitude and relief can easily be mistaken for, or even transform into, love. He may see her as his savior. On the other hand, the power dynamic in this relationship is profoundly unequal from the very start. She holds all the cards, the financial power, the leverage of the secret she helped keep. This creates a foundation not of partnership, but of dependency and control. It is a very fragile basis for a marriage. The wedding, we are told, is planned for before the end of the year. It will be a small, private, and exceedingly secure affair. No Roloff family members are expected to attend. The ripple effects of Zach's decisions have torn the Roloff family apart at the seams. The long-standing, on-again, off-again tensions between Zach and his father, Matt, over the future of the farm are now a permanent chasm. Jeremy and Jacob Roloff are said to be firmly on Tori's side, cutting off contact with Zach. Amy Roloff is reportedly heartbroken, caught between a love for her son and a deep affection for Tori and her grandchildren. The family farm, once the symbol of their unity, now stands as a monument to their division. The future of Little People, Big World is in grave doubt. How can a show built on family continue when the family is irrevocably broken? The audience's sympathy lies overwhelmingly with Tori, and the idea of watching Zach build a new life with the woman he left her for is a narrative few are willing to follow. So what is the true cost of a secret? For Zach Roloff, the price of hiding his financial despair was his family. The price of solving it was his marriage. In exchange, he gained financial freedom and a new partner, but at the cost of his reputation, his relationship with his extended family, and the unwavering trust of his children, who will one day learn the full story of why their parents divorced. For Tori, the cost was the life she knew and the man she loved. But in losing it, she may have discovered a strength she never knew she had. Unburdened by the weight of $1 million secret and a husband who chose to run from his problems rather than face them with her. The Roloff story is no longer one of little people living a big world. It is a cautionary tale about the corrosive power of secrets, the seductive danger of easy solutions, and the devastating fact that sometimes the most real-world drama doesn't happen on television. It happens behind the closed doors of the very families we thought we knew. More update. Tori Roloff has once again made headlines as reports suggest that she is pregnant with twin baby boys. This exciting news has sparked fresh interest among both fans and family members. On the other hand, Zach Roloff is reportedly preparing to move to Colombia, leaving many wondering what led him to make such a big decision. Recently, Zach and Tori also told his mom that they do not want to spend Christmas together this year. Many believe this choice stems from ongoing family tensions. Adding to the situation, Tori spent Thanksgiving away from the family as well, since she was sick and unable to join the celebrations. I will explain everything. Finally, Zach Roloff is moving to Colombia? But why? Little People, Big World airs on TLC and is quite popular. The show has done an excellent job over the last 16 years of bringing national awareness of dwarfism. Zach, one of the 4 children of tiny people Matt and Amy Roloff, inherited the disease from both sets of parents. He still spends a lot of time in front of the TV. Unlike his siblings who have moved on and left LPBW, Zach plans to go to Colombia soon, interestingly enough. Is he also terminating his involvement with the show? Continue watching for additional details. Even as a teenager, Zach Roloff showed signs of becoming an exceptional athlete. Because of this, he took part in and represented his team in several contests. Years down the road, he is a married man with 3 absolutely stunning children. However, he is unwavering in his devotion to football. Because of this, the LPBW star is looking forward to returning to Colombia for another event. Zach is going to represent America at the Talabada Cup. The goal of having the competition in South American nations is to raise awareness for the dwarf community. Along with American teams, the event will also include representatives from Mexico, Colombia, Paraguay, Guatemala, Bolivia, Peru, and Ecuador. Along with the link to his GoFundMe page, Zach also added an appeal to fund his team's trip to Bogota, Colombia. Many LPBW fans expressed their appreciation and congrats to Zach for accomplishing this new goal. Like Zach Roloff, it seems like soccer is in his blood. His son Jackson is just as enthusiastic about the sport as the LPBW celebrity. In the most recent episode, the father-son soccer team was getting ready for a competition. Zach and Tori came clean in a confessional about their son's plans to participate in the Dwarf Athletic Association of America, DAAA. the whole family was looking forward to going to the Little People Convention in Washington. Jackson stated that he and his dad enjoy playing soccer, and that scoring goals is Jackson's favorite part of the game. Tori and Zach both used this opportunity to talk about how the Little People Convention had a big impact on their life. Although Zach Roloff had been a long-time participant, Tori was a relative newcomer. Nonetheless, they made it very apparent that they had no intention of imposing this on their kid, Jackson. So when he is old enough, they will give him the freedom to decide for himself. But all they were doing was forcing him to take part so they could observe the child's reaction to being near others who were similar to him. For what reasons do Zach and Tori inform his mom that they will not be spending Christmas together? In a recent clip from Little People, they'd whirl that E.T. first received, Zach and Tori Roloff broke the bad news to Zach's mother, Amy, about their holiday plans. They were captured on tape spending Christmas alone this year, and her disappointment was evident. The grandmother of the family wanted to know if Zach and Tori were interested in getting together. Sitting in their living room during the week leading up to Christmas, they were chatting with Amy about how fast December is passing, which caused an awkward silence. "I think we are going to do something different this year," Tori says, her voice quivering with anxious laughter. "For instance, if we all desire to do something on Christmas Day, that is cool," she added. Her words met with Amy's disbelief. Zach discussed their decision in a confessional fashion. "We gather quite a bit at my mom's or somewhere else in the run-up to Christmas," he explained. "Still, we are planning to remain up here this year, so it is likely that will not happen. Even though we could meet Mom on Christmas Day, Tori and I really want to plan to spend time up here, performing our own family traditions." Jackson is recuperating, Zach continued, mentioning his son's recent leg surgery. "Just enjoying our new apartment, you know. They are quite booked solid for December," Tori tells Amy later in the video. "And you do not even include Grandma?" Amy jokes, her irritation evident. "A lot of it is just appointments with doctors and stuff," Tori says, as Zach anxiously twists his head. "I can partially see it." Amy confesses, "They just want to be pretty much by themselves." Although there is a lot happening, I was a bit let down by the lack of excitement. It is safe to say that the pair had quite the eventful 2021 holiday season, and Amy's absence from her son and daughter-in-law's plans was definitely not ideal. Similar to Zach, Jackson had surgery in November to correct achondroplasia, the most prevalent form of short-limbed dwarfism. Tori was expecting their third child, who they welcomed in April of 2022, while Zach was coping with the anxieties that his surgery had brought on. It would appear that nothing can deter Little People, big world star Tori Roloff, from being an adoring mother to Lila, Jackson, and Joja. But things might change for the five-member family soon. The reality TV star recently showed a wide range of emotions as her kids got ready for school. To no one's surprise, the LPBW star's temper flared in 2021 when her preschooler Jackson had an accident and could not use the lavatory. Additionally, the mother of three sobbed on Jackson's first day of school this year, and it became clear that they might be able to work things out when his grandfather, Matt, made him a huge stool. She wrote, "What a cute baby face on the first day," beside a snapshot of her eldest child's classroom that she shared on Instagram stories, is followed by a crying emoticon. The children's impending school attendance is Tori's primary worry, according to her social media posts. According to the LPBW actress, she is disappointed that she will not have more time to spend with Jackson and Lila before they start school in 2 weeks. Even though Tori Roloff has not revealed the exact school day, she does admit that, as a mother, she does not want her children to go back to their busy lives. Followers of the doting mother may hope for additional photos after her 3-year-old daughter and 6-year-old son start school. The TLC celebrity claims that her love in her son warms her heart, and she has already stated that she is pretty proud of Jackson, especially since he entered kindergarten last year. She prayed to God every day to give her oldest son the strength to keep going. Zach's only daughter, Lila, is getting ready to start school, and his oldest son is getting ready to enter first grade. Meanwhile, many are curious about Tori Roloff's plans for Lila. Roloff has already spoken about the child's developmental issues, especially those related to her speech and hearing. 10 unknown facts about Zach Roloff. I will cover everything, but the caring mother, who is also a teacher, made it clear that she has a lot of resources to help her child. Zach became famous as a reality TV star 15 years ago after appearing on the TLC show Little People, Big World with his family. A married man with 2 children, Zach is grateful to LPBW for helping him establish the legacy that viewers have been able to see unfold on the show. On the other hand, he is looking forward to the future with his family. If you want to know 10 surprising things about Zach Roloff, keep watching. Number 1. Problems with health. Although it is well known that dwarfism affects a person's height, there are additional consequences associated with Zach Roloff's specific kind of dwarfism, achondroplasia. As is common for individuals with achondroplasia, Zach has undergone multiple surgeries throughout the years, many of which occurred while he was a child. Rank 2. Because of his extensive television appearances, many have forgotten how old Zach is at this time. The story was published while Zach was 32 years old, having been born in May of 1990. In 2023, he will celebrate his 33rd birthday. I know how it feels to feel old when you hear he is in his 30s. Third place. Because he is so little, some people may write Zach off the moment they see him. Nevertheless, he has demonstrated that his size is irrelevant. He is passionate about experiencing life to the utmost and takes pleasure in exploring unfamiliar territories. Additionally, he is not the type to pass up a chance for an exciting adventure. The fourth one. Over the course of more than 3 decades, the Oprah Winfrey Show ranked among the most watched American daytime talk shows. Zach Roloff can appreciate the privilege of being a guest because he got to experience it. He made guest appearances on the show twice, in 2003 and 2008. Position 5. One of life's greatest joys is being a dog owner, as any person who has ever done so can attest. Because he loves dogs and because he and his wife have a cute little puppy named Murphy, Zach can confirm to this. Along with Zach's human offspring, Murphy is now the center of attention on Zach's Instagram account. Zach has had previous dogs in the past. 6th place. The game has influenced who I am in dozens of ways. Everything comes back to soccer. Zach remarked in an interview with Lock Laces, highlighting the significant role that soccer has played in his life. I learned a lot about sacrifice and collaboration from it. He is now looking forward to passing his passion for soccer to his children. 7th in the list. From personal experience, Zach understands that love has a peculiar knack for surprising individuals at the most inopportune times. When Tori took a job picking pumpkins at the Roloff farm in 2010, he met his future wife. They became friends over their mutual passion for soccer, but things took a romantic turn when they began to develop feelings for one another. The 8th one. Zach has been around for a while in the reality TV industry, so he knows what it is like to be the target of criticism. Zach toughened up and learned to tune off people's nasty comments when he adjusted to it. The 9th one. A common criticism leveled against reality TV stars is that they are renowned for nothing and do little good in the world. But Zach is just one of many non-traditional reality TV stars who has made good use of his fame to support local causes, most notably by organizing multiple soccer tournaments for charity. He will probably continue his generous work for the foreseeable future. 10th place. Zach's dwarfism makes him shorter than typical, although some people are interested in knowing his exact height. The average male in the US is 5 feet 9 inches tall, but Zach is over a foot shorter at 4 feet 3 inches. Watch this video and learn why Tori Roloff misses Thanksgiving with her family because she is sick. Little People. Big World's Tori Roloff missed Thanksgiving Day celebrations due to a sick. So she knows personally how a cold can ruin a person's life, especially with the holidays coming up and viruses being everywhere. Zach Roloff's argument with the grandfather has caused Tori to avoid Roloff Farms and her father-in-law. The parents of 3 are now striking out on their own in Battleground, Washington. Tori posted a snapshot of her family as the sun sank on an eventful Thanksgiving. But she told her Instagram followers on Black Friday that her festive plans did not go according to plan this year since she fell ill. Tori, who was bedridden with a virus, vented her frustrations at missing Joshua's first Thanksgiving, calling it emotional. According to Tori, she was supposed to host her family's reunion this year, but ended up having to call it off. Tori still managed to find a few things to be grateful for, even though this was not her intended day. In her heartfelt tribute, Tori expressed her gratitude for her family and husband, specifically mentioning Zach's exceptional care during her final days. Zach always thinks of others, according to Tori, who said he took the kids to Amy's house so they could spend time with relatives. Having 3 children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, was obviously something for which the mother of 3 was grateful. While Tori did have some good moments that day, she did admit that perusing the social media accounts of others brought her down. The news that Zach drove to Amy's residence made fans of Little People, Big World thrilled, since it showed that they are still on good terms. Helping assist her son and daughter-in-law with their 3 children has been an integral aspect of Amy's role. Zach and Matt are no longer in a relationship, but Amy has sided with their children because she thinks her ex-husband was wrong to keep the family farm from their twin boys. It has been increasingly clear in this season of Little People, Big World how disconnected Matt is from his family. In order to spend Thanksgiving with Karen Chandler and 6,000 total strangers on the East Coast, the patriarch left the family. Disputes have persisted ever since Matt decided to sell the farm. Although Tori expressed gratitude to numerous individuals, she neatly omitted Matt's name. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.